Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ellie, for those of you who don't know me, and today I will be talking about a literacy strand content descriptor, which is ACELY1729, and that's text in context, and this is related to Year 8s. So this lesson is going to be broken up into two primary parts. First, we're going to watch a newsreel which discusses the possibility of using text spelling in exams, in formal exams. And the second part of the lesson is going to be a few exercises just to help us wrap our heads around context and the importance of context. Okay, so what is text spelling? Text spelling is when you use abbreviated words such as GR8 for great or 2 NITE for tonight instead of spelling out the word in its entirety. It's really prevalent in social media and texting, but is it always appropriate? So we're going to watch this news video. Whilst we're watching it, I want you to have a think of 4 things. You don't need to answer these right now. I just want you to keep them in the back of your head. So the first is, why do you think that there's always such an uproar when the way we use language begins to change? Second is, who do you think is the most resistant to these changes? Perhaps it's the older generation, those who are unaware or don't fully understand or comprehend the changes that are happening. Maybe they just honestly think that the traditional ways are better. Then also I want you to think who may be benefited most by these changes. In the context of text spelling, perhaps it's someone who isn't a great speller, or maybe it's someone who always runs out of time in exams. And so using this shorthand form of writing would be to their advantage. That's for you to think about. Okay, so those are our 4 questions. Keep them in the back of your mind, and let's watch this video.
To the text generation, talking shorthand is taking on a whole new meaning.
Maybe 10, 16 texts a day.
Now the language of text may be about to graduate out of the phone into the halls of academia and into the exam room.
Clearly, if students use abbreviations on occasion in a script, or if they use some spelling errors or punctuation issues, there is some flexibility about that. But a script full of text is never going to be acceptable in a New Zealand examination room.
They've acknowledged that texting is a potent force in the development of language. But on the other hand, I think they need to clarify exactly what they mean. Authorities say there's actually been no change in their approach to abbreviations. Any answers, text speak or otherwise, would be accepted if they clearly show the required understanding. Not surprisingly, the people who gush a stream of words when a select few would do aren't impressed.
Text language in exams is unacceptable.
And even sending it up. But teachers here weren't fazed.
Actually, I think students are very good at knowing that there's different types of language, some suitable for their classwork and certainly for their assessment work, and some for when they're taking notes, and some for when they're writing notes to their friends or texting.
I think people will realise that it's a formal setting, they'll write formally. But there'll be a few mistakes, and if so, then the markers need to have one of those text dictionaries on hand.
Who knows, if it takes off, you won't need to sit exams like this anymore. Simply text the answers from home. Big Lewis, ABC News, Auckland.
All right, so what do we think? Should text spelling be allowed to be used in exams? I think it depends on the context. So even the students in this interview acknowledged that there was a time and a place to use text spelling versus more formal language. And we're going to have a quick look at a few different types of text and their different levels of formality. All right, so these are 4 different types of text. A job application letter, a postcard sent to a parent or family member, a text message to a friend, and an exam response. I think we can all agree that they are different levels of formality required in these. What I want you to do is have a quick think. You can share with a partner, you can work on your own, and then we're going to rank these in the most to least formal. Shouldn't take too long. Let's go. All right, excellent. So why did we order it in this way? Yep, exactly, because a job application letter is to be sent to your future boss, and it's used to show your professionalism. So yes, an exam response. Yes, I do think it depends on the context. There's that magic word again, context. In a maths exam, it may be perfectly okay for you to use shorthand or text spelling, but that's probably not going to get you the best grades in an English exam, is it? So the context of when it's being used definitely changes whether it should or shouldn't. A postcard to a parent or family. You may start this with dear and end it with love and chuck a few jokes in between. Use your own lingo, but you're probably not going to speak in the same way to your parents or grandparents as you do with your friends, are you? I mean, maybe you do. I don't. I am definitely more of a jokester with my friends than I am with my family. All right, our final activity for today is to write our own message. We are going to write the same message 4 times to change the formality of the message depending on the context. So because you are year 8s and because you are quite switched on to this, instead of doing I do, we do, you do, I'm going to combine the I do and we do together. We're going to work on these examples together, and then you're going to go away and do your own examples. So we'll go through all 4 first, and then you can do your own. My first example. Dear Mr. Wright, I'm writing to remind you of my approved time off next week. If there are any issues with this, please do not hesitate to contact me. Regards, Sally Worker. What do we think? Is this a formal enough email or letter to be written to a boss, to someone in charge of you? Yes, I think it is. They've used formal language. Dear Mr. Wright, regards, her full name, Sally Walker, and there's no abbreviations or text speak. So I think this is formal enough. Our second is our email to a family. Hey gang, just wanted to remind you all that I'm going on holiday next week. Don't worry, I'll still have my phone on me if you need to get in touch. Love, Sally. We've used an informal greeting, hey gang. We've signed off with love, and it's Sally, no surname, but some people may still think this is too formal. Perhaps you use lingo with your family, or perhaps your family understands abbreviation. So this one is less formal than the letter written to our boss, but it's still more formal than a text sent to our friend. Hey, really excited for Plain Beach cocktail next week. Hit me up if you need to. Heart, Sal. This one doesn't even acknowledge who we're talking to because it's a text message you're going to assume. It could also, though, be deemed as too informal because maybe someone doesn't understand what these emojis mean. However, if you're sending it to a friend, it's to be assumed that they will get it. And this is still more formal, still provides more information than our final 140 character tweet. Holidays next week. While all 4 of these texts give the same message, they are completely different levels of formality depending on the context. So now I want you to go away, write your own examples. Hopefully this little workshop has given you the understanding of why knowing the context is important. Knowing that you're writing to your boss instead of a friend will drastically change the wording you use